Okay, here's how I would break down the CS130 in order to replace the bearings. It's a little more involved if you want to replace electrical components in it, but if you're just doing the bearings, this is the easiest way to do it. Get yourself a small punch. There's 2 pins holding this cover on. You will pound those pins through, shake those pins out. There they are right there. Set those aside. Get yourself an appropriate tool. Take these 3 bolts that hold the 2 cases together. Take those 3 out. Grab a hold of this pulley with your hand and hold it very firmly. Use an impact wrench. It doesn't take a whole lot. And you can pull that right off. And you can slide the end off. Here's a spacer. Don't forget that. Now you can press this bearing out. Press your new bearing in. The armature will come out this way, but in order to do that, you may have to support this case and put some pressure against that and push it out. The only thing that's holding this bearing in place is a plastic race. So once that's out, you're good to go. You can go ahead and pull the old bearing off the shaft and press on the new one. Now, when you go to put it back together, you're going to have one little issue. The brushes are held, it's a dual brush system, and they're held in a holder similar to this. When you pulled that armature out, those 2 brushes inside fell out, and there's 2 springs underneath them. Make sure the springs go back in, put the brushes in, and then while the armature is out, you're able to reach in there and push those brushes back in their holder far enough so you can drive a little piece of wire go down in this hole, and that will hold those brushes back in place until you put the armature back in. Once the armature is in, you pull your keeper wire out, allows the brushes to relax against the commutator, and then you can start reassembly of your alternator, and you will have new bearings in it. So that's pretty much it. That's how it goes. And when you put it back together, it's very simple. Just put it in reverse order in which you had it. You put that on. Don't forget your spacer. Put your spacer on. Put your fan on. Put your pulley on. And put the nut on. Tighten it down with your impact. Put your 3 in. And last but not least, you want to put your cover back on, and using those pins and maybe a little needle nose, you'll line it up and take a little hammer and just tap those back into place.